Dany kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet and Euron's forces. They certainly haven't forgotten about her.
It is known. We need room to wander. I'll take them back to the castle back as soon as the winter storms pass. Back where we belong. To where he belongs to. Darwin has no place in this world. Take him with him. It was me.
Lord Varys, I, Daenerys of House Targaryen, first of my name, breaker of chains and mother of dragons, sentence you to die.
Them all, he said. Burn them in their homes, burn them in their beds. Tell me if your precious Brandy commanded you to kill your own father and stand by while thousands of men, women, and children burned alive, would you have done it? Would you have kept your oath then?
If not for yourself, if not for her, and for every one of the million people in that city, innocent or otherwise.
To be honest, I never really cared much for them. Innocent or otherwise.
I know what Cersei has told you. That I've come to destroy your cities, burn down your homes, murder you and orphan your children. That's Cersei Lannister, not me. I'm not here to murder. And all I want to destroy is the wheel that has rolled over rich and poor to the benefit of no one but the Cersei Lannisters of the world. I offer you a choice. Bend the knee and join me. Together, we will leave the world a better place than we found it.
Serious?
You're my queen. No.
My disappointment
is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
There's a common saying that I've heard people use, and it goes along the lines of turning shit into sugar. Well, I just want to congratulate D&D for doing the exact opposite, for turning television gold into a steaming pile of dung. This finale of Game of Thrones, this entire last season of Game of Thrones has been so bad. I can't recall ever watching a final series worse than this. When I started making this video, I thought to myself, you know what, I want to make like a 2-minute intro of just all the bad moments of the season, just kind of like a montage. It ended up being 6-minute long, and I still left out parts. If I included everything bad about this season, it would have been a full feature film, premiered at Sundance, probably would have won. This season has been a disaster, an absolute disaster. In fact, this season has been such a letdown that D&D, if by any chance you're watching this video, I want to formally invite you to my funeral as pallbearers so you can let me down one last time. So now that I've ranted for a little bit, let's get into the positives of the episode. I think, like always, the visuals and the sound design was absolutely fantastic. Some of the scenes and just the music and the mood of the shots were amazing, like truly amazing. I think everyone's favorite was Daenerys when Drogon was taking off behind her and she became like the angel of death. Just a fantastic visual right there. And then moving on to another positive, the acting again was incredible. Peter Dinklage did an incredible job when he found Jaime and Cersei, and even when he was talking to Jon. Emilia Clarke was also phenomenal in this episode. The scene between Daenerys and Jon in the throne room, like she managed to portray being a psychopath, not just through her words, but also her eyes and her facial expression. Like that was incredible. And then, of course, was everyone's favorite, which was the reunion between Jon and Ghost. So yeah, those were the positives. Moving on to the negatives. Where do I even begin? For this video, I'll probably just leave it at the things that really pissed me off about this episode, and then maybe in a separate video go into greater detail on some of the botched character arcs. So the first thing that really pisses me off about this episode is just how rushed it felt. And this is all on D&D. HBO offered them a longer season, and they thought 6 episodes was enough to wrap up all the storylines they had currently going on. And then on top of that, if you have just 6 episodes to wrap up all these storylines, you better be making the most of each and every scene. Instead, what did we get? We literally got a scene, like a full 2-minute scene of Tyrion reorganizing chairs around the table, instead of putting that towards the plot or putting that towards Jon deciding whether to kill Daenerys. It's just poor writing. It's simply put, poor writing. Jon literally spent more time struggling with the decision to kill Mance Rayder than he did Daenerys. It just doesn't make any sense. So of course in this episode, Jon kills Daenerys, which was pretty predictable, but what I was shocked by was how quickly it came in this episode. There just wasn't enough build up to it. And then moving on to another gripe, why doesn't Drogon kill Jon? Like, seconds before, Jon just murdered Daenerys. Instead, we get this confusing scene where they stare each other down, and then Drogon burns the Iron Throne. I've seen some people say that Drogon burnt the throne because it was actually Daenerys' drive for the throne that led to her being killed. But then again, that's pretty high level thinking for a dragon, so I don't know about that. And can we talk about why Arya got so much screen time last episode? Was it honestly just to set up that she could tell Jon, I know a killer when I see one? Like, no shit, Arya. Jon was there. He witnessed firsthand people getting scorched. Thanks for that. And then, of course, there's everything that follows after Drogon leaves with Daenerys. It honestly didn't even feel like a Game of Thrones episode. It's almost like the writers of Friends came on and wrote the rest of the show. It seemed like a sitcom. Like the whole part with Edmund Tully and Sam proposing democracy was so out of place, like the lighthearted nature of it. This came after what was supposed to be one of the most somber parts of the show, where Jon has to choose duty over love again and kills Daenerys. It was just so out of place. It didn't make any sense. And all of this brings us to the cherry on top of the shit show Sunday that we just had, which is when they were deciding who should be the ruler of the 7 or 6 kingdoms, and they do it based on story and choose Bran, the guy who's done jack shit the last 8 seasons. They choose him. Just to reiterate, the ruler of Westeros isn't Daenerys, person that freed all these slaves and broke all these chains, the mother of dragons. No, it wasn't her. It's not Jon either, who was brought back to life but didn't kill the Night King and doesn't rule the 7 kingdoms. It wasn't even Hot Pie, who's been killing it somewhere in Westeros in a kitchen somewhere. It's Bran Stark, the guy who's done absolutely nothing, doesn't even use his own powers. Yeah, that's a absolute shit ending. I'm sorry. This ending is so bad that I would rather have the Night King just slaughter everyone in Westeros than this ending. It is terrible. So, those are my thoughts on this episode. I might do more videos analyzing further in depth, but that's my instant reaction. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And a big shout out to D&D Dumb and Dumber for turning sugar into shit. Thank you very much for that.